Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Well, I kind of want to do Druid again because they're awesome, but I did just do one, and I haven't played Mage for a long-ass time, so let's Mage it up. Of course, I'm coming off two really good runs, so we know this one is probably just doomed. Crazy Alchemist is good, but obviously loses out to, like, big major death cards. Sunwalker is tempting, she's pretty fat, but we're going to take the Blizzard, because we don't know how many more Blizzards we're going to get. And when the card is named after the company that makes the game, it's a good sign. Scarlet Crusader is very good at fighting. Wolf Rider comes in and kills stuff. I'm thinking as a mage, hopefully I'll have more things that can come in and kill stuff. So I'm going to take the Crusader, who might actually fight a little bit more. Try and get that fighting core of 3 or 4 cost cards. Of course, I'm going to take the Arcane Intellect, because despite my complaints about it in earlier videos, in the long run it works out better. But you really don't want to get stuck with arcanes early in the game. It just slows you down and screws you up. But it's a risk that's worth taking, because later on, more cards is more cards. Arcane Missiles can blow stuff up. You can't control it, but it's good to have. On the other hand, Mirror Entity can really screw up your opponent and win you the game, or it can give you just a crap minion. But you know what? Even a crap minion, for 3 mana, you're not getting ripped off too badly if you get like a 2-1 or a 2-2, right? Although you do get chipped out of their battle cry. I don't know. We're going to take the Mirror Entity. Oh, this is tricky. Harvest Golem is very safe, because he's just always going to be a pain in the rear to get rid of. It's kind of like getting 4 worth of stats for 3. But as a mage, I can actually trigger the Raging Worgen's ability. So if the Raging Worgen doesn't immediately die from my opponent, which it normally will, but if for some reason they fail to exterminate this guy, I can pay 2 mana, shoot him myself, and turn him into a death machine. And having that as a guaranteed option, at least, makes it so much better than the Harpy, for example, for like half the cost. Yeah. We're going to take the Raging Worgen, see if we can go crazy with that. All mage spells, and that's interesting. I don't much like Arcane Explosion. If you have spell power, if you have a lot of guys in your deck that give spell power, it's actually pretty good. Because as soon as you pay 2 mana and get 2 damage to all enemy minions, it's amazing. But for 1 damage, oftentimes it's just not doing enough to be worth the card. I play Fan of Knives in my rogue deck because A, they have very little area of effect, and B, Fan of Knives does replace itself with another card. This doesn't, and that kind of hurts. So, it's just, Cone of Cold is amazing. I love it. I mean, it freezes most, if not all, of your opponent's minions, and damages them, which kicks ass. But Polymorph will get rid of one big bad thing, and there could be a lot of that going around. I don't know. I'm going to take the Cone of Cold because I love that spell. Now, I don't have any cheap stuff at all yet, but you know what? Even though Arcane Missiles is removal, and Worgen would fill a role in my deck because he's cheap, I'm wondering if I should take the Warden, because that very durable taunt might help my deck survive longer. No, you know what? I need to take the... I'm going to have to get some early game cards somewhere, and he's not strong enough really to go out on a limb. Speaking of early game cards, wow, I could have had like probably 5-6 Arcane Missiles this run if I took every one that came along, because I've just got a lot more cards coming. But we're definitely taking the Mirror Image, because that'll help me early in the game, and even later in the game it can often eat 2 attacks. You guys, none of you are optimal to me. Raid Leader is much less good than the Direwolf Alpha, unless you have a ton of things out there, and even then he costs more. Direwolf is better. He's Murloc based, it's never a good sign. I think I'm going to take the Silver Moon Guardian. He is like a big fighting guy. He's just not my favorite for the efficiency, but we'll take him anyway. Oh. I don't have many damage spells yet, so the Ancient Mage is less appealing than he might have been if I had, say, 4 Arcane Missiles. We have 2 secret-based guys. So far I only have 1 secret, which worked better with the Kirin Tor Mage, because the Arcanist he works well with a secret that's not being triggered right away. He's all about ice block. If you get ice block, that's not going to get triggered until something would otherwise kill you. So you can just play him and he'll get +2/+2 every turn that he's alive if you have an ice block out there. With like Mirror Entity, it usually goes off the first turn, and it's definitely not lasting more than 2 turns before your opponent plays a minion, like 90% of the time. So he only works with it if you actually have 7 mana and you play them both at the same time, basically. Kirin Mage is at least, he's a little bit faster. He's got a 4/3 for 3 instead of a 3/3 for 4. Since I can't count on having better secrets, I'm going to take him. If we get him with the Mirror Entity, it's awesome, but if not, he's still like a bigger creature for less. This guy is awesome because he gives you a lot of stats. And Cone of Cold I love, but I'm going to have to take the Frostbolt because I don't have any yet, and it's good single target damage, it's good early game control, it does a lot of things. Cone of Cold I have 1 and the Blizzard. Like, Frostbolt is filling a more needed role in my deck, I figure. We're going to take another Arcane Intellect. I didn't like those other 2 cards anyway. Some Taunt would be nice. Argent Squire, I never liked Argent Squire. I see the advantage of it. I don't have anything to take advantage of it in this deck. I don't have any of the stuff that buffs a minion, so really there's no point to it for me. I don't even like it in decks where it's actually really good. So I'm just randomly biased against Argent Squire. I want more than a 1/1 for my stuff. Water Elemental, however, has a huge number of stat points worth of stuff for 4 mana, and it's well distributed, and his ability is basically free. Gurubashi Berserker is kind of like a giant fatty for the mage, because of course I can pump him at will or not, but I think I'd rather have the Shieldmaster, because I don't have any taunt yet. I'm going to need that. The other guy is a little bit slower. So I could take the Ice Barrier to go with my Kirin Mage, but it's still just like healing myself for 8, basically. Since I don't have the... Like, it works a little bit better if you save it in your hand until your ice block goes off, and then you play it to get your... Because at that point you need to dig yourself back up. But even then, that's a little risky. Novice Engineer would draw me another card, which is nice. I mean, I already have the Arcane Intellect. She doesn't do that. She doesn't really do anything other than draw a card. That's the problem. Like, she's 2 mana, get a 1/1 and a card. Arcane Intellect is 3 mana, get 2 actual cards that'll do things. I'm going to take the Arcane Missiles. I know I've passed a million of them, but it's still good. Boy, if I had all those Arcane Missiles, the Mana Worm would be amazing, but I don't. I don't have any weapons for him, obviously. I think I'm going to take the Polymorph because I don't have any Polymorphs yet, and what else do I have that's going to kill big things? I have no Polymorphs and no Fireballs until then. So we get a bonus rare here. Again, if I had taken the Arcane Missile route, could have had all those Arcane Missiles, Questing Adventurer, the Worm, would have been crazy. I don't have Silence, I don't have Taunt Givers, so the Ancient Watcher is no good. The Arcane Golem is surprisingly good, though. I'm going to have to start fitting them into my constructed decks. The battle cry is a horrific drawback, but later in the game it doesn't come up, and you can use them for kills. Plus, if you're desperate, he does the job. So, 3/3 taunt for 3 is not really well distributed. Like, if the bear was a 2/4, it would be amazing. You'd see a lot of this played out everywhere, which is probably why it's not. The Worgen Infiltrator is pretty good at beating down your opponent. He doesn't have a lot of staying power. I mean, he's still like a one-shot pony, and he can die to AoEs pretty easily. I think what I need more is the fighting stuff, the 3 and 4 cost things to try and win the game. So I'm going to take the bear. Oh, here we go. We're going to take the South Sea Captain. Never. Because Spellbender is an amazing secret, and it loses out to Ice Block, which gives you a whole extra turn at the end of the game when hopefully both players are low, and this is usually deciding. It's another secret that I might be able to play free with Kirin Mage, and it's much better if you play it free, honestly. Plus, early in the game, your opponent has to figure out what it is. Now, they will figure out what it is, but they will probably have to play suboptimally for 1 to 2 turns until they actually know, okay, it's got to be an Ice Block. Spellbender is amazing, but we're going to take Ice Block, because that's a strong game-winning card. And now that I have the Ice Block, I mean, yeah, the mind control tech, with the 3-to-1, maybe, if it works out. Hopefully I have area spells to kill things in that. I'm going to take the Ethereal Arcanist, because now I have an ice block. He could be just like a crazy growing freak. I don't like the boar. Again, it's like 1 damage. Like, I can do 1 damage. Yeah, it's another point of damage, and it's cheaper, and it's things, but no. Maybe in a hunter deck, but definitely not here. The Brewmaster gives me some flexibility I don't have otherwise. I don't have a lot of battle cries, but I've got some, and you can also do like Arcane Golem tricks if we get those as a combo late in the game. Plus, just a 3-2 for 2 would... My deck's a little bit lacking in that early game power. She would also be early game power, but we're taking the Flame Strike because it's a goddamn Flame Strike, and I'm going to need to blow things up at some point. And you know what? Wolf Rider is tempting because he can kill things, but I have like no fat at all, so I'm going to have to take the War Golem, even though he's pretty suboptimal. There's so many better things you could get for 7 mana. But, gotta have something fat. You cost way too much. That's interesting because, I mean, the Tauren Warrior, again, as a mage, I can trigger Enrage very easily, which makes the Tauren Warrior more appealing. But for 3 mana, he often is going to die before I get a chance for that. I don't know. The Brewmaster is cheaper if I just need a 3-2 second turn. And he can do the Mirror Golem thing, or he could bounce the Kirin Tor Mage, play him again, or, bounce the Shield Master or the Water Elemental and replay them to get all their health back after they killed things. I think I'm going to take the Brewmaster. Wow, I could have had the craziest Arcane Missile deck ever. Arcane Missile, draw a card. Arcane Missile, draw a card. There's so many things I had that would have comboed with that stupidity, but I do have a lot of spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why there isn't just a counter for this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 spells, and my deck's not even complete yet. That is like a third of my deck is going to be spells minimum. That said, how many of them are cheap? Some of them are already card drawing. I am worried that as amazing as this guy is, I don't think he's going to help me win the game. I think he's going to help me stall out. I think the Demolisher will help me fight in the stage of the game that this deck seems to be built for. This deck seems to be a 3 or 4 mana fighting deck. I would love the Mirror Image, but I've got to take the Fireball, because I don't have any Fireballs and I have hardly any direct damage to hit my opponent with. Which is another reason that the Frostbolt was good earlier. You can still use it to hit your opponent. If they have a weapon, you can stop them from using it for a turn. I do need fat, but I'm not desperate enough to take the Core Hound. He's just too fragile. I'd rather get the Priestess of Elune, who, yeah, she's got a lot less stats, but she's almost as tough as he is, and the 4 health is probably needed at some point. Or do I just take the Core Hound anyway because he hits for more? I mean, if I could protect him, he'd be good. I'd rather have another War Golem. More balanced. I'm going to take the Priestess. I don't like her anyway, but whatever. So we can take another Mirror Entity or another Flame Strike. This is another minion. My deck is low in minions. Minion, it happens to be a spell. And totally out of my control. Or I could take the Flame Strike, and I'd have more ways to just wipe out all enemy forces, which at this point would be a lot of ways. You know what? You can get so much card advantage from this, especially in the arena. I just got to take that. So I would love to take Cone of Cold and keep with the stalling and stuff, but I think I have to take the Panther because I just don't have enough minions. I need that firepower to do damage to my opponent. And this is my last card. 2 giants and a Blood Knight. And they are the good giants. I don't like the card giant, but the minion giant and the hit point giant. Oh, that's tricky. I don't have anything to give him taunt, which makes him a little bit less appealing, because I'm hurting by the time I can play him. But it's pretty good. Sea Giant, I'm going to be killing a lot of minions. I don't think he's usually going to be that cheap. Although you could do some crazy play. If your opponent has a whole bunch of minions out and you get to play him for 2 and then Flame Strike, but Flame Strike costs 7, you're probably not going to be able to do that. Blood Knight hoses some, like, annoying things, but I don't have anything on my side with a bubble to feed him. he has another 3/3 for 3, which would fit in with my deck, but no, it's too weak. I'm gonna take the Molten Giant. I like Molten Giants. Later in the game, might be able to do something good. This deck has a lot of stuff for killing minions, which is great. And it's heavily biased towards sort of 3 and 4 cost fighting stuff, which is good. It's not the best 3 and 4 cost fighting stuff, though. I don't have a lot of, like, Yeti quality creatures. I've got the Sen'jin Shield Master and the Frost Elemental, and that's... or Water Elemental. That's mostly it. The other stuff I have, a lot of it is not super tough. They rely on the situation being in my favor a little bit. So I am very worried. I don't need you in my starting hand, and I'm going to hope I get something cheaper than you, because I do have the Shield Master for that 4 cost slot. Yeah, the Arcane Missiles might help early in the game, we'll see. And I do have a coin, so can potentially do a second turn Demolisher, which can be pretty annoying. We'll see what he does. If he doesn't play anything, I'm going to want the second turn Demolisher. If he plays something huge, I'm probably not. That is a really weird in-between factor. I don't even know what to do about that. He is way tougher than I expected for something to be out right now. He isn't a huge threat, though. Coin this out next turn, but he'll have more time to do stuff about it. Whereas now I have 2 3-cost things, so coining out a 3-cost guy is really good, actually. He can, like, definitely kill her. He hits her with this guy and with his Kung Fu if he wants. He would take 3 damage, and this guy would be beat up. Might die to this. I don't know. If I play this, the problem is it doesn't do damage back if he does find a way to scrape up one more. He only needs 1 more damage to be able to kill it with that and him. Alright, I guess I'm going to play the Scarlet Crusader. It's dooming her, but she'd take about as much effort to get rid of as this thing, and I think she's more likely to at least inflict some harm back on him. But we'll see. That was a very weird sort of play. Like, it's less scary than a Yeti, but it really messed with my thinking, because stupid innervate made a lot less obvious what to do. Like, this would just win against most things he could have played at that point in the game. He's going to take 3. I do counter as 3. I know he's only taking 2 net damage because he gains 1 armor from doing that, but there was a good chance he'd do that anyway, so what... Wait, you didn't hit me? You just got rid of the bubble and then... Interesting. Oh, he's got a swipe. That's where it is. If I play this... I mean, he might not. But it would be really bad if I played this, hit him for 3, and then he swipes this. The 4 damage kills it, the 1 damage kills this, hits me for 1, he hits me with that too. That would be obnoxious as hell. Alright, let's see where the Arcane Missile goes. Yeah. I don't know if that's a great play, but clears the board. It can't be that bad. I've got good 4 drops here. Let's see if he has a good 4 drop. Okay. Nope, he doesn't have a good 4 drop. Awesome. So I think the Water Elemental is in order. Yeah, the Shield Master would have Taunt, but the Water Elemental is going to be a little bit harder to kill. And if he ignores it, then it can freeze him, so stop him from using his Kung Fu next turn. And or if he did a little bit of damage to it or something without killing it, that'd be really weird. But I could play this guy to protect him. I don't know. It's mostly the extra hit point. And I don't have anything to protect with the taunt right now. Like, if he just hits me for 3, what do I care? So he's powering up for the future. He forgot to Kung Fu me? That was odd. But okay. This will become vulnerable if I kill that. I can use my mana more efficiently if I do kill that, though, because then instead of playing him and having 1 mana left over, I could play this and shoot or something. Shooting's not that important, though. You know what? No, I'll just hit him. It freezes him so he can't Kung Fu. And I get the taunt. They're both very tough, so he's unlikely to blow them both up or it would take a vast amount of resources. That should be good. Should be good. Okay, he's gonna grow it and then trade it. That's fine. Oh, I still have to shoot it. That's a little bit annoying, but okay. I'm reaching the point where I can cast Blizzard now if things go really weird. Okay, he just armors up. He's saving his cards, I don't know for what. But I'm gonna shoot you, punk. I could draw cards, but I think I'd rather wait. I've got lots of good plays. I'd rather wait until I'm like running out of stuff. So I'm gonna play the Demolisher now. Yeah, I can Kung Fu him and freeze him, so I can keep him suppressed. So he can't shapeshift, he can't bite. There are a bunch of things he can't do if this is out there freezing him every turn, which is awesome. That is less awesome. This guy's good for doing damage and stuff. So that thing is so bad that I'm tempted to Arcane Intellect just for the tiny chance that I will draw my 1 polymorph. I mean, I'll draw 2 cards either way. Something will be playable. And I can always just trade this to freeze him for 1 turn, which would buy me a little time. So yeah, I'm actually gonna Arcane Intellect. Come on, polymorph. Nope. Although now I can ice block, and this guy, that's just not a good time for that combo. I think what I gotta do is trade this guy. And I could shoot it for 1, but I'm gonna play the Panther. Only an area spell can hit the Panther, unless he has... I don't know what he would have that was random as a druid. I mean, there's some neutrals, but... that's not good because, yeah, that plus swipe is death. God damn it. Okay. I guess the thing to do is Cone of Cold. Like I could play this and him, but it's dumb. Like I need to keep this guy frozen pretty much. Blizzard, I can't do anything else useful in the Blizzard this turn, but next turn I could Blizzard and cast a 3-cost card. So yeah, we're gonna Cone of Cold these guys, and we'll play the Silvermoon Guardian because his bubble means that he can actually fight this thing without dying. That would be nice. Fat is good. These things are really amazing in the arena.
Where shall I strike?
Oh, that's annoying.
Where shall I strike?
Wow, is that an army of craziness. So I'm guessing I'm going to want to Blizzard them. I'd love to have gotten this guy out and be building him up while I freeze everything, but I just can't afford it. Blizzard would stop all that crap from attacking. Yeah, we're going to Blizzard either way. I could play the bear. I think what I want to do is...
Remember, kill for loss.
I can hit one of these. Yeah, kill it. I know it seems silly to leave the other thing alive. I'm hoping he doesn't just, like, silence it with something. That would be pretty obnoxious, because he would get some free damage on me. But they had more hit points, so I wanted to use his 3 damage for that. It seemed even dumber to shoot this for 1, even though it's tempting. I actually should have shot that and just get rid of the spell power. Really? He had the heal to heal that guy? That is obnoxious. God damn it. I've got problems. Not killing that guy, I'm going to lose. I mean, I was in bad shape if I left all the other things alive, but that was really bad. So now I've got the Flame Strike. But, well, I guess we're going to Flame Strike. And I guess we're going to shoot this thing. I don't know if he's got another heal there, but I guess maybe I'll save this guy. Because he has his stealth protecting him for now. He could always just swipe me and have the 1 damage kill it. So that's bad. Yeah, I basically need to play this turn unless I can kill everything. And I can't. So, awesome. So I could play him, or I could play these two, and he would come out as a 5/5, which actually is not bad because that guy's got 5 toughness instead of trading him. So, yeah, I guess that looks pretty good. I don't know, though. Druid's so good. Stupid healing spell on this guy is so good. I mean, I don't usually take the healing spells, because if you're healing yourself, it's like a waste. And normally you don't have anything, like, the healing spells are pretty big. Normally you don't have anything that's worth healing, right? These guys are this rare example of a thing that is well worth healing, and sometimes it does come up. You did that in the wrong order, buddy. You could have had me at 1. So now I can Flame Strike and get rid of all that junk. You friggin' targeting. So we'll hope he can't just kill me this turn. 7, a little bit of a tall order for Druid with no minions in play, but it's doable. Okay, that sucks. That also sucks, but you know what? Didn't kill me, so could have been worse. That's not good. That's good at this point of the game, but not for this turn. So now I can go like that, and like that, and bladow. And I might just be able to come back here. Again, 6 damage in 1 card, not easy to do. Although he only needs 5 because of this. So it was actually, there were a lot of ways he could have had it. He could have had a Rocketeer, he could have had, whatever, not Starfall, the other one. Moon Dance, I don't know. But that's the stupid, the 5 damage draw card thing. But no, I am good. In fact, I can do everything, which is kind of funny.
I am the blade of the gods.
Heal. I actually could have played him, Brewmastered him, and played him again. That was so close. It helps that Ice Block is incredibly strong. But, wow. Okay, so I thought I had a loss there for about half of that game until I drew the second Flame Strike. I'm so glad I chose the second Flame Strike, because the amount of damage dealt by Flame Strikes that game was like 20 or something. It was over 20. It was massive. It made a huge difference. Well, I'm counting the blizzard in that. I don't know. Probably still over 20 damage, but whatever it was awesome. And we're going to see how much farther I can nuke my way next time.
If you enjoyed this, please activate the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.